Hello, and welcome to this Permit Vision how-to video. In this video, we'll learn how to draft a permit from a questionnaire, low risk. The reason we're doing low risk is because that risk ranking of permit requires an RA instead of a JHA. And we'll get more into the differences between those two as we move forward throughout this video. From our Permit Vision homepage, we're going to click on Draft Permits. That'll bring us to the Permit to Work page where we can create new. We'll be creating a new permit from a questionnaire. When I click on that button, it'll open up a list of 1 through 12 activities, with step 13 being a compilation of all those activities. General clear up should mean general cleanup or housekeeping. That's what it says in this training environment. The live production environment does have differences from these various activities, but this should suffice for a training video. So we're going to keep this one very basic. Low risk permit. We're going to choose this one activity, general clear up, again, meaning cleanup. Other activities include mechanical activities, instrumentation and control, industrial cleaning, radiation, excavation, working at height, electrical activities, lifting and hoisting, confined space, breaking containment, and hot work activities. You'll remember from your training, these are the 12 different permit types in the Permit Vision system. Again, step 13 is a compilation of all the activities we've chosen. You are advised to create a permit with cold work, low risk. Again, low risk, getting a risk assessment and not a job hazard analysis. Now we can click on create. If we decide we need to add additional activities, we can always go back and add from our list. So working at height, we can choose whatever other activities we needed. So step 13, we're going to go ahead and click on create. And now we're going to fill out our required fields. Risk of work is low. The RAM value from this list, because it advised a low risk permit, we click any of these light blue low risk rankings. Is it a turnaround? Yes or no? Title, we're going to call it housekeeping. Description of work. This permit will allow Safety Matters Inc. to perform housekeeping in the PU1 unit. Plan start date. We're going to plan to start this tomorrow. Plan end date, also tomorrow. We don't anticipate this taking very long, and we don't have bad weather forecasted for tomorrow. Working hours, we're going to begin the shift at 08 until 1500 or 3 o'clock. Site manufacturing 1. Well, let's say it's going to be site manufacturing 4. Authorization area in this training environment, let's go ahead and say area 2. Work location. Okay. Let's make sure that wherever we choose our work location, when we click, it'll drop a pin. We'd like to drop this pin as close to the actual working area within that unit as possible, because that'll let other contractors working around us or planning to work around us know where we're actually performing this work. After we've dropped that pin, and again, we can just choose to click anywhere, again, most closely to the area where we will be performing the work. Then we can click select. Scroll down. Again, the asterisk does let us know what is the required field. Hazardous area classification. Class 1 Division 1 is going to be 90 to 95% of the areas within this facility. If you have any questions about the hazard area classification, please consult a hazardous area classification map, which can be found in any control room. Expected number of people. It should only take us 2 people to perform work on this job, which is housekeeping. And the lead discipline is going to be maintenance. Isolation. Will we have any lockout tagout to perform this housekeeping? No, we will not. All right, please, request by permit requester, please save permit and review RA in this case before proceeding. So please save the permit. I'll proceed to the top of the screen and click the save button. As soon as I click the save button, it assigns me a permit to work number, which will be the last 4 numbers. That's how we'll reference this permit. So permit 2374 to perform housekeeping. Please save and attach RA JHA before proceeding. The way that I can start my RA JHA is simply going up and clicking on Start. Again, this button does not populate until we save on that previous step. Now I click Start, and I can begin my RA for risk assessment. Step 1 of the risk assessment gives me the area in which I'll be working, the title, housekeeping, work description. This permit will allow Safety Matters, Inc. to perform housekeeping in the PU1 unit. Name, because it's an RA, I don't have to include any names. JHA requires at least 2 names. Step number 2, select hazards. One of the big differences between an RA and a JHA, RA being for low and low risk permits, such as this one, only require hazards and controls, where a JHA for medium and high risk permits require that we list tasks, hazards for each task, and controls for each hazard. This is my list of hazard groups. I'm not going to have any electrical hazards for housekeeping, nor will I have fire and explosion, height, motion. I may have some motion hazards, and let's see what those may be. Slips and trips, that might be my biggest hazard. And then hand tools, I may need a broom and dustpan to best clean this site. So I'm just going to include this for my hazards. Do I have people hazards? Well, people are performing the work, so let's go ahead and include some hazards. Communication. We have to make sure that we communicate. Communication is key. We may become fatigued after a long day of performing housekeeping. We may be performing housekeeping in a noisy area, so let's make sure that we have our hearing protection. I'm not going to have any pressure hazards, thermal hazards, or toxic hazards. So with this being a full list of hazards for this job, I can click OK. For each hazard, I'm going to have to select controls. Hand tools, the controls, we're going to prohibit the use of knives, and we're going to wear the appropriate hand protection suitable for the task. After I've selected the control, I'm going to have to assign an action party. The action party to prohibit the use of knives will be the permit holder. The permit holder will also require the workers to wear hand protection. Now I click OK. It gives me my controls and my action party responsible. If I want to amend that, I can simply open back up and continue on. Select controls for slips and trips. Easy enough, one option. Remove any trip hazards in the area. I can choose this, or choose available controls, and it'll click every one of those controls. Action party, again, the permit holder. Down and click OK and continue on. Communication. During the permit issuance and toolbox talk, we're going to have a last-minute risk assessment to discuss and agree the methods of communication within the party. You'll notice that both options are identical. This is simply for the training environment. The live production environment will have some variances, and again, this training environment should suffice. Permit holder will be the action party. Click OK. Fatigue, how will we manage fatigue? Comply with the work rest policy, or prior to the work, see if people are suffering from fatigue. So maybe that would be discussed during a last minute risk assessment. I'm going to say, let's comply with the work rest regimen assigned by the plant. Again, permit holder. Okay. Noise. How will we control noise? Let's make sure that we wear hearing protection. All right. We're not going to need double hearing protection, as we won't be in a double hearing protection required area. Permit holder will make sure that we're following that. Now that we have all of our hazards and controls identified, last step is going to be to save this RA. Notice on the left-hand side, we don't have an RA number. As soon as we save the RA, a number will be assigned. So we're working on permit 2374. This is the correlating RA 2375. I'm going to go ahead and close this. And now I can sign the permit that I'm drafting from a questionnaire. Sign. Go ahead and sign in as logged in. And now I've just successfully submitted this permit request. Thank you for watching this how-to video.